Zeus blasted the giant again and again. The explosions fried the air, vaporizing the water, and blistered the surface of the earth. But still Typhoeus kept coming. The giant swiped at Zeus's chariot and smacked him right out of the sky. As Zeus fell, Typhoeus snatched him up in a snake-fingered hand and began to squeeze. Zeus changed his size, growing as large as he possibly could, which was still tiny compared to Typhoeus. Zeus struggled to free himself, but even the god's massive strength was no use against the giants. "Let me go!" Zeus bellowed. "Sure," Typhoeus growled, belching fire so close to Zeus's face that it burned his beard off. "But I can't have you making trouble, so I'll need a security deposit." "A what?" Typhoeus' snaky fingers wrapped around Zeus's arms and legs. The snakeheads sank their poisonous fangs into his forearms and his calves, and, okay, prepare yourself for this, it's gross, they ripped out Zeus's tendons. What does that mean? Well, tendons hold your muscles to your bones, right? At least that's what my basketball coach told me. They're extremely strong bands of connective tissue, like the body's natural duct tape, and without duct tape, nothing works. Typhoeus yanked out the immortal sinews, glistening white, slimy cords of godly connective tissue. I did warn you it was gross. And Zeus went as limp as a doll. He couldn't move his arms or his legs. He was completely helpless, and in so much pain he couldn't even see straight. "There we go!" Typhoeus yelled. "Oh, and I'll just take these lightning bolts. They'll make excellent toothpicks." The giant grabbed the lightning bolts that were still hanging off of Zeus's belt. Then he bent down and picked up the extra ones from the wrecked chariot that lay smoking on a nearby island. "That's good. Now you're free to go. You can enjoy watching me destroy Olympus and taking over the world. Then I'll come back later and step on you." Typhoeus tossed Zeus aside like a clod of dirt. The Lord of the Universe landed in a crumpled heap on the side of a mountain and whimpered, "Ouch!" Typhoeus stormed off, heading for Olympus, with Zeus's lightning bolts and gross sinews safely tucked in his pouch, or man purse, or whatever the fashion evil storm giants were wearing back then. Well, gang, at this point things weren't looking too good for the gods, or for humans, or for anything that lived on the face of the planet. Zeus was lying on a mountainside, helpless and in agony, watching as Typhoeus marched off to destroy Olympus. Zeus thought, "Why did I want to be king? This bites." Meanwhile, the other gods were hiding, and Typhoeus raged across creation, almost unopposed. An army of Poseidon's sea monsters and whales did try to stop him, but Typhoeus just kicked them out of the way and then poisoned their waters. Some of the sky gods tried to fight him. The spirits of the stars and Selene, the titan of the moon. In fact, the Greeks believed that the scars and craters on the moon were left over from when Selene rode the moon chariot in the battle. Nothing helped. The seas kept boiling. Whole islands were destroyed. The sky turned into a red and black boiling mass. Every so often Typhoeus would stomp on the earth, open a huge crevice, and reach inside to pull out some magna-like yolk from the inside of an egg. He'd throw fiery gobs of lava all over the earth, setting fields on fire, melting cities, and writing burning graffiti on the sides of mountains like "Zeus sucks" and "Typhoeus was here." He would have made it to Mount Olympus, no problem. But fortunately, a couple of gods decided to circle back and see what happened to Zeus. They weren't the bravest gods, they were just the sneakiest. One was Hermes the messenger, who could fly very fast and was good at staying off the radar. The other was a minor satyr named Aegiopin, who had furry legs and hooves like a goat, and generally looked like a regular satyr, except he was immortal. Aegiopin had managed to hide from Typhoeus by turning into a goat with the tail of a fish. Why such a weird disguise? Maybe he panicked, I don't know. Anyway, he dived into the sea and escaped. Now he was feeling bad about being a coward, so he hitched a ride with Hermes, and they flew around until they spotted Zeus lying in a heap. "Ouch," Hermes said when they landed. "What happened to you?" Zeus wanted to chew him out for running away and leaving him to fight Typhoeus alone, but he was in too much pain, and he needed their help badly. He could barely speak, but he managed to tell them about the missing lightning bolts and the sinews that Typhoeus had ripped out of his arms and legs.